Welcome back. This is Coach Carol, following on from the previous video tutorial about using Claude 3.5 to help unlock our family's past. This document that you are looking at now is one of my digital downloads that you can obtain from my academy. And it's a useful way to walk through the process using a document like this. This is in Google format, but you'll get it as a PDF. What we're doing here is just coming down to the spot where we began yesterday, or at least in the previous one. And we were looking at generating ideas and overcoming writer's block. And in particular, we looked at a case study planning. And that consisted of this example prompt that you saw in the previous one. So we're going to follow on from that today by looking at enhancing the narrative structure. And the next thing that we're going to do is to engage our audience with a hook. And there are several ways in which we can do that. We've got some sample prompts here again that will help us generate some opening lines, or another one that will help identify intriguing angles, and a third one to create suspense. So let's try each of these in turn. So coming over to my Claude 3.5, this is where we left it in the previous video. And I've switched off the chat controls, but we'll put them back on again. Here is the document that it created, which is the outline for our story. And today we want to focus in on the introduction. And what I'm looking for is a hook that will engage with our audiences and help them see the reason why they should read this particular story. So I've begun the prompt down here. I'll turn that off for the moment. The outline is great. Let's proceed section by section, please. I'd like to elaborate on the introduction to set the scene. First, let's create 5 potential opening lines for this story about my ancestor, who was a shoemaker in Bullington, Hampshire, UK. Now, it has all of the information about this ancestor and the family because all the project knowledge is stored within this project. As you can see up here, it's a case study and it's based on Genealogy 2.0, Enos Diddums and the Swing Riots. So let's see how it goes with these 5 potential opening lines. It says it's quite happy to do that, and off it goes, giving us the 5 opening lines. And says to us that each of these opening lines aims to capture a different aspect of Enos Diddum's life and the historical context in which he lived. They touch on his profession as a shoemaker, his role in the Swing Riots, and the broader social issues of the time. So its question to us is, would you like to choose one of these to develop further, or would you prefer to combine elements from different options to create a unique opening for your story? So let's go back and have a look at the suggestions. Number 1, in the quiet village of Bullington was the rhythmic tap of a cobbler's hammer. Once echoed through narrow lanes, Enos Diddums crafted more than just shoes. He was shaping the future of rural England. Not sure about that one. As dawn broke over the Hampshire countryside in 1830, Enos Diddums set aside his cobbler's tools and picked up a pen, unknowingly stepping into the annals of history as a leader in one of England's most significant agricultural uprisings. Now that's better. Now that really resonates for me. So I'm going to use that one and ask it to expand it just a little bit. So I'm copying that to the clipboard and coming back down to the conversation panel and asking it to please expand on this opening line for our story, and then pasting it in place. see what it does with that. So we're just asking for an expansion of this. All right, so it gives you the results in narrative format and expanded it as we'd asked for. And below that, it tells us what this does. This introduction sets the scene by establishing the time and place, introducing enos, hinting at the historical significance, providing context, and creating a sense of anticipation for the story that will unfold. So that is a really great start. So what we're doing here with Claude is an iterative process where we're using these as guidelines. This is the Genealogy 2.0 digital download that you can access. And I've simply created my own prompts based on some of these. So the next one that it gave us was identify intriguing angles and create suspense. I think we'll do just that, and we'll wait for the next video tutorial to focus on those two aspects.